We have witnesses here on Bisby.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Bisby is in custody now because I arraigned him yesterday.
Oh, I did not know that.
So when I pulled him in jail for pulling in, can someone see if they brought Mr. Bisby? If not, see if they can bring him because he has jury trial.
He was at final pretrial, another final pretrial, but
I think they wanted to see, doesn't, let me call the case. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Demarus Bisby, 25-00169. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people. I'd like to make a motion to practice under Court Rule 8.120.
Motion granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Bisby.
We're waiving Mr. Bisby's appearance because I don't know that he was brought over. I arraigned him yesterday on new misdemeanor charges, and he had a 2010% bond, I believe. So it was not clear if he would be posting that. And so my understanding is this matter was supposed to proceed to jury trial today, but that you want to treat it as a final pretrial. Why?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that we had one pretrial conference and one final pretrial conference. I do believe that if we had one more final pretrial conference, that the people and defense could work something out in this case. So we would ask for that at this time.
You don't have one more final pretrial. That's what the point of the final pretrial is. And so this case has been pending for over 4 months at this point. Was there an offer extended?
There was, Your Honor.
What was the offer?
To make sure. Yeah, the offer that was extended on this one was for the client to plead to count 2 with no upfront jail.
He declined that offer, and he requested this matter be set for jury trial. Was the offer going to change?
I believe so, Your Honor. Yes.
We need to know so today. Is there a new offer?
There is going to be a new offer, Your Honor.
What is the new offer?
The new offer is that we're going to extend disorderly.
We do not, in my courtroom, because I've already set this as a trial, and you all wouldn't know. So I'm advising you now, take pleas on the day of trial. That's why I set it for final plea trial. However, under these circumstances, he's not here anyways, and he would not likely have been, I doubt the jail put him, our jail put him on to be brought over this morning. I highly doubt it, although they were advised he had court today. Nonetheless, this matter can be set for a plea versus a final pretrial, and that will not require witnesses to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
April 28th at 8:30. April 28th at 8:30 will be the plea date. Any other matters to be record on this file?
None on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. The record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Asa Bowser, 22-01339. Appearance, please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Bowser.
Okay, today was the date scheduled for final pretrial on a larceny. Did we have witnesses here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how are we proceeding? Mr. Raleigh?
Your Honor, we would ask that this matter be set for, remain set for jury trial.
Jury trial is scheduled to proceed April 28th at 8 a.m. in person at the court. Ms. Bowser, do you have any questions at this time?
on Friday, the plaintiff made a call to the jail about dismissing this case. So, it's not prejudice.
The There's no plaintiff here, you mean the victim?
or the victim.
The victim is here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have the victim brought into the courtroom, please.
Your Honor, I misspoke when I told Miss Fortuna Gill that we had witnesses here. I was looking at the wrong case. The witness has failed to appear. I do apologize.
Given that fact, the defense motion would be to dismiss at this time.
Motion to dismiss is granted. We'll get you a dismissal, and that's without prejudice. Do you understand that? So without prejudice means that they do have the right to reinstate this case. I do see a letter in this file. Let's see here. That he sent a letter asking to withdraw the, did you all get a copy of that letter? Letter attached to our complaint where the victim asked to withdraw complaint.
I don't believe I've received that letter.
Your Honor, I don't see a letter.
It looks like this letter was sent back in 2022. Notarized. He said in exchange for $100, the complainant agrees to withdraw statements made and dropping the charges. Get them a copy of that letter. I think it's a couple of pages. You can have a seat. We'll get your copy of your dismissal. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Carlton McDonald, 21-00030. Mr. Blackman here.
I haven't seen him this morning. Your Honor.
Mr. Donald, have you spoken to your attorney today or this weekend? Okay. The BG, is the witness here?
No, the witness is checked in with me.
Your Honor, Mrs. L is going to double check, but we don't believe so.
Someone needs to call Mr. Blackman. You can have a seat. You need to find your attorney. Yes. Okay, on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Anette Horton. This is 25-00337 FY appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Horton.
Ms. Horton is present from the Ingham County Jail. Can you hear us, Ms. Horton?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a PA 53 contempt set for today, as well as a final pretrial on a malicious destruction of property and assault and battery proceeding today.
Your Honor, we don't have any witnesses here right now. They were subpoenaed and have failed to show as far as we're aware.
Witnesses for the underlying matter. I see Mr. Hayes is in the Zoom room. Is he here for the PA 53?
That's my understanding, Your Honor.
Your client wants to move forward with the bond violation.
Actually, Your Honor, she would admit to the bond violation.
Is that correct, Ms. Horton?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. Ms. Horton, you have the right to proceed with your hearing today. We have witnesses here prepared to bring testimony on the record as to the alleged violations that you were non-compliant with your scram tether. You want to waive your hearing and plead guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone
Guilty.
threatening you to? Is anyone threatening you to plead guilty?
No, no, ma'am.
Any promises extended to you if you plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
As to the violation alleging that on or about March 10th, I'm sorry, let's see, March 7th, 2025 through March 8th, 2025, that you violated your scram tether with an alcohol detected tamper. How do you plead?
Guilty.
I have a factual basis.
Your Honor. Ms. Horton, is it true that you were placed on bond conditions by this court, 54A District Court?
Yes.
Is it true that one of those conditions was that you were not to use any alcohol or drugs without prescription?
Yes.
Is it true that you were, in fact, were ordered to wear a scram or alcohol detecting tether while you were out on bond?
Yes. Yes.
Is it true that you violated your bond conditions by consuming alcohol?
Yes.
And you understand that this triggered the tether and alerted the court to your violation?
Yes, sir.
There's no reason to believe that the tether malfunctioned or that alert was incorrect. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
The factual basis from the county.
Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. As to the underlying matter, you're making a motion to dismiss.
Yes, your motion to dismiss the underlying case.
The motion to dismiss is granted. The case will be dismissed without prejudice. As to the bond violation, she's credit time served. Ma'am, you really need to get some help, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I plan to. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set on this matter.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm ready. I'm gonna be released.
Thank you. Did you give Ms. Miles the paperwork?
I have it. I was making copies. And Rochelle said he should walk in the door.
Yeah, we got an email. Record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus John Daniel Kelly, 24-03733.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortune Gill on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Kelly.
Mr. Kelly is scheduled for a jury trial today on assault and battery. Are we ready to call the jury in?
At this time, Your Honor, it's come to the people's attention that we believe an immunity agreement is something that needs to be discussed with the testifying victim before we can move forward.
Victim is here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain to me what needs to happen here.
I believe that the people need to go over an immunity agreement with the victim before he can testify. We believe that there may be some Fifth Amendment issues that will come up.
And when did this become apparent to the county? Because this matter's been pending since December.
Just Friday, Your Honor. Additionally, This morning, the people were presented with what may be additional evidence, and we would have to put that through the appropriate channels and make sure defense had access to that evidence before we can move forward. And Your Honor, that was just this morning, so. my
Additional
apologies.
evidence of the crime or exculpatory evidence?
Additional evidence of the crime.
Mr. Rowley.
Your Honor, typically I would put dismissal. Prosecution does not have a witness ready to go forward, but it sounds like it's likely the case will be refiled or to be dismissed without prejudice.
Let me be clear, because this is the matter that I have them appear. I think the prosecutor indicated to the court that the witness was not here when the witness was here. And these parties are family members.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not confident or understanding, in my understanding as to why we're waiting to Friday when we have a policy at the court that by Friday you need to let us know if we're having a trial. To now look into the file and see if we have issues with our witnesses. I'm not sure. That probably, it's not obviously your fault. It's the fault of the people that are assigning or failing to assign a attorney to my courtroom regularly.
Understood, Your Honor.
I've had probably 5 different attorneys in this courtroom in the last year, and that's a problem. And it becomes a problem, and it could be perceived as prejudicial to the defense. So I hope that message gets back to your supervisors.
It's noted, Your Honor.
Thank you. Matter will be adjourned for a new trial date. May 5th at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for the court today, Mr. Kelly? Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. We'll get you a new notice to appear. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Ryan Marsh, 25-00475, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Marsh.
Today was the date scheduled for a final pretrial. It's for a stalking offense. We have witnesses here.
We do not, Your Honor.
In the lack of necessary witnesses, defense motions to dismiss at this time.
Motion to dismiss is granted without prejudice. The people do have the right to reissue this against you. Do you understand that, Mr. Marsh? You have any questions? Any additional matters for the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
We'll get you a dismissal in just a moment. This is the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Shakuma Martin. 25-00432. Appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Apologies, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Martin, who is standing to my right.
Martin's present today for final pre-trial on a domestic violence. Are the necessary witnesses present today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I was not informed or aware of the appearance of the witnesses.
Where's Yolanda? Can you have the witness come in the courtroom, please? Who's who's in the jail? What's your name, sir?
My name is Jake.
Mullins, I think.
My name is Jacob Mullins, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, is that yours or Raleigh?
This is Raleigh.
Okay. You can have a seat. I just didn't know who you were, which one you were. Okay. You knew it wasn't done.
Thank you.
Did you see Mr. Blackman?
I'm right here. Cousin.
Oh, okay. Mr. Blackman, I can't see you back there.
I know, I try to hide, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Blackman, I called your case. There's no witnesses. How do you want to proceed?
I'd move to dismiss the case at this time, knowing it's without prejudice.
We'll get a dismissal for your client.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Here, yeah. Witness is in the courtroom.
Yes, Your
She can have
Honor.
a seat.
Yeah, you know, they were interested in looking at what they were. Your Honor, may I have just a moment based on some new information to talk to my client?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Raleigh? I don't know if he knows that his client is online. Mr. Raleigh, we have Jacob Mullins here.
He is in custody, Your Honor. And
He's on the Zoom.
okay. Your Honor, Mr. Mullins was actually referred for competency evaluation of another case. Or, no, sorry, actually it was deemed incompetent but restorable as a way of restoration. So my request would be that this matter be adjourned until we get some progress on that.
When was he sent out for competency?
Find that. It was earlier.
Okay. Is it before this one?
It was, yes,
Okay.
it's for a felony case.
We'll set this out to July.
Thank you.
You're all set for today, Mr. Mullins.
Your Honor, I request that we'd, like, in respect to due process, we, the people request a modified bond term for Jacob Mullins. Instead of requesting a motion for dismissal, we feel
He has
that
a
releasing.
PR bond on this. You have a PR bond on this with Tether, sir. But you're not being held on this matter.
What matters are holding on Jacob Mullins.
You can talk to your attorney about that off the record.
Okay, I just, yeah, I have a 3-month-old baby boy. I've been here 3 months. I would just in layman's terms, I don't know how to say it professionally. I just really would like to get it, if like, I'm not gonna dodge the courts by any means, if I could be released on tether on whatever matters are holding me up until the bed is ready. I'm being held on alleged charges. So until I'm sentenced, you know what I mean? I'd like to be released on tether so that I can await for the bed at the psychology or Center for Forensic Psychology.
You presented that very professionally, so you did a very good job there. But your attorney can compile or look at your cases and make a motion to the court for those files that are holding you for the court to review. I don't have any of those files before me today, okay, sir?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And congratulations to you on the baby.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set for today on this file. the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Eddie Underwood Jr. 25-00553. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Underwood, who is standing to my right.
The last file I need to go. What file was that? Let's close them all. Today was the date set for a pretrial. This is for a domestic violence charge. I don't know why we don't have your name on our docket. Were you recently appointed on this, Ms. Sutter?
Your Honor, I believe my appearance was filed on March 27th. I did receive discovery, so it's typically my sign that it hasn't gone somewhere. I haven't.
You don't get the discovery from the court though, so.
I understand. Our discovery is sent simultaneously.
Yeah, we don't have a,
I'll have my paralegal refile on appearance.
yeah, because we don't have one in JIS or in the file. Okay. Okay, was there an offer on this?
None has been advised to me, Your Honor.
No offer at this time, Your Honor.
Final pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Final pretrial May 5th. May 5th at 8 a.m. for final pretrial. You must appear in person in the court for that, okay? And jury trial, June 16th at 8 a.m. June 16th at 8 a.m. for jury trial. You have any questions today?
No.
Any additional matters for the record?
None on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
We'll get your notice to appear.
And Your Honor, just so you know, we are now ready on the morning.
There's no one in the room. Okay, on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Shakuma Martin, 25-00432. Is there an offer on this?
I believe
There
the
was an
was-
offer on this, Your Honor. The offer was 7,694.
That's correct.
How do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, we'd like this to remain set for jury trial.
Okay, jury trial scheduled for May 5th at 8 a.m. You must appear in person for that, okay? Okay, any additional matters for the record?
None on behalf of the people.
Nothing further.
We'll get you another notice to appear. Who's in the jail? Can you hear me in the jail?
Oh, are you talking Donovac?
Mr. Donovac?
Yes, Your Honor. I was advised last week by APA Wilson and APB Harrison that both files set before our court today were dismissed.
He only provided a nollie for the felony.
I'll reach out to Mr. Harrison. He's the one who closed all of my files and indicated a nollie had been filed in all of them, so I can reach out to him and Ms. Wilson.
Do you want me to reset this while you figure that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Unless you file those.
It should be, I know we should be. If one hasn't been filed, we can submit one to the court.
Okay, so these should be dismissed as part of his plea. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Donovac, these matters were dismissed as part of your recent plea. You're all set.
Okay. Am I done here?
Yes, sir.
That was kind of easy.
It was.
We try when we can, Mr. Donovac.
What's that?
We try when we can, Mr. Donovac. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, can you get them a Molly up for those? To sign. Let's see. That was done in back. I guess I'm gonna put EAT on next. Okay, on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Black, 24-03433. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Hunting on behalf of Mr. Black, who is also present via Zoom, although I think he's currently muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Today was the date set for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report. It was prepared back on March 14th. Did you get a copy of that, counsel?
We did, and I've provided a copy to my client, and we have spoken on the matter. I have no corrections or additions or modifications to it. I do not believe he does either.
Yeah.
Okay, you can make allocution.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Black comes to me as a client. Unfortunately, almost all my clients come to me in unfortunate circumstances, but he comes to me as a client through effectively the young lady that he is in a relationship with. I have known her and I have known her family for the better part of 15 or so years. We have socialized, we have vacationed with them. They are good people. Two doctors as parents. She's college educated. Mr. Black is college educated. I say these things, Your Honor, because they've been in a committed relationship for quite some time now, and I trust implicitly, knowing her the way that I do, I trust implicitly her decision-making when it comes to who she's going to be in a relationship with. And I think that carries some weight over to Mr. Black, who I've gotten to know now as a result of this case. He has been proactive. He has been engaged with me. He has done everything that either I asked him to do or the court would have asked him to do as far as getting a substance abuse evaluation, abstaining from any sort of alcohol or drugs or non-prescription medication, anything along those lines. The upshot of Mr. Black's situation here, Your Honor, as the court may know, is he was pulled over for a faulty taillight. There was not bad driving, but he was pulled over for a faulty taillight as he was returning from a Lions game and pulled over in your jurisdiction. He was cooperative and compliant and polite with the police. Unfortunately, he believed he was okay to drive based on the amount that he had consumed at the game and the amount of time that had passed. Turns out he had a .127, and graciously we were offered the opportunity to plead to the impaired driving as opposed to regular old drunk driving. Having said that, I can't speak for you, Your Honor. I can only speak for myself when I say that I've done this for 27 years. And it's almost always been my experience that if somebody is going to get a drunk driving or an impaired driving, it is better probably for them to get it at Mr. Black's age, because he's a young dog and he can learn new tricks. This is something that he can take forward in life, and something I expect he's going to take forward in life, because he knows what the consequences are of any further conviction for something along those lines or any further criminal activity. Whereas if I was to get my first drunk driving at my age, 56, odds are probably not going to impact me too much. I'm not going to change my day-to-day too much, because I am what they would call the old dog, and I'm unlikely to learn new tricks. So while I wish this didn't happen, and I know he wishes this didn't happen, it did. And it's probably better that it happened at a young age, so that he now knows going forward that he can't be in a situation like this. If you are even remotely thinking that you shouldn't drive, then you shouldn't. I don't think that there's any question in that. Having said that, Your Honor, I firmly believe that he is got his head on right. I firmly believe that he does not have a substance abuse problem, particularly with respect to alcohol or illegal drugs. I know that the recommendation is for 9 months of probation. I do not practice in your court very often, Your Honor, so I don't know what your sort of mindset is when it comes to probation on impaired drivings, but I'm asking that he not be placed on probation. He doesn't live in Lansing, and I know probation could be transferred to Kent County, which is where he lives. But if the court would rather, give him 90 days to complete the victim impact panel, and or any other education, substance abuse education awareness that he might need, we're happy to do that. But I am asking, I guess, on behalf of Mr. Black, that probation not be imposed as it being unnecessary. Having said that, fines, court costs, things like that, I believe he can pay in full within a week. Presumably, we can pay it online.
Mr. Black, want to make a statement?
Yes, Your Honor, just the fact that I recognize and take responsibility for my actions, and deeply regret them, making sure moving forward, nothing like that happens again, as Mr. Hunting said, learning from that, and again, make sure nothing like that will happen again.
Thank you. I've reviewed the pre-sentence report as well as the defendant's prior criminal history, of which I see no other conviction. And so typically, under certain circumstances, when you have someone who doesn't have any prior criminal history, and this is a first offense, consideration for fines and costs is reasonable. The concern, however, that I have in this particular case is that he was ordered to undergo a substance abuse assessment. The report that I received indicates that he did meet the criteria for a mild alcohol use disorder. And so he is being referred to outpatient treatment. The understanding, or his ability to understand that he shouldn't drive when he's under the influence, obviously is something he struggles with. It's not about if you believe that you should drive or not. He believed he should drive, but his alcohol was well above the legal limit. Also, most concerning to me is that the substance abuse evaluation reports that he has experienced blackouts from the use of alcohol and drugs 10 to 15 occasions. That's not normal. He's absolutely a candidate for probation, and he needs help. The average person shouldn't be experiencing blackouts from the use of alcohol. That means there's something else going on. There's an abuse there, and it may be mild at this time, and it's best, as you state, if you're going to get one, an OWI, you should get it now. And so we need to address it now and not rely on the fact that we're dating someone whose parents are doctors and they're good people and you have a college education. There's plenty of people that are good people that have associations with great people and that have great backgrounds and educations that end up going down a dangerous path because it was not addressed, because they relied on the fact that they came from good people. And I believe he is a person that can turn this around, but it's going to require his willingness to accept that this is an issue. You shouldn't have blackouts from alcohol. I'm going to adopt the recommendation. He will be placed on a term of probation at 9 months probation before this court. While on probation, he has the following conditions. He's not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance unless he has a valid prescription. He will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing, and he's responsible for the cost of that. While on probation, he must complete the victim impact panel within 90 days and provide verification of that. And he will participate in outpatient treatment as recommended by probation. He's not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. He's not to purchase or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind while on probation. And he's to maintain his employment and provide evidence of that to the probation department. Mr. Black, do you have any questions so far?
No, Your Honor.
You're not to be at any bars or nightclubs while on probation. There's a $30 per month oversight fee that you're responsible for while on probation. So 9 months will be $270 in fines. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that will be assessed. Do we have OWI cost recovery on this?
I did not see it, Your Honor.
MSP is not consistent with sending it. I know the city of Lansing sends it often. I don't see it.
Do, Your Honor, I'm seeing $300.
For $300 for OWI cost recovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there an objection or a dispute as to that, counsel? Because I've not seen it, but.
I guess I have the same question. I'm not saying they're not entitled. I'm just saying I didn't see anything to support the request.
Okay. Are you able to forward that to my attention?
Yes, Your Honor.
My arraignment note, he is serving a sentence in my phone. Oh, it was, okay.
Your Honor, is it okay if I just send it to Ms. Nash?
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom.
Were you able to send it to the attorney? Okay, I do have a copy of the notification of OWI reimbursement. It is for $300. $100 for trooper wages, cost of evidential breath testing, blood withdrawal, and blood testing or specimen collection, $200. We'll get that forwarded to you, counsel.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so cost recovery of $300 will be imposed. There also will be a $300 fine imposed. And you'll have the opportunity to make payments on that. monthly. Do you have any questions about your fines and costs, Mr. Black?
No, Your Honor.
So your total fines and costs will be $995. You need to check in with our probation department so they can make sure they have accurate contact with you to get in touch with you once they complete the order of the judgment of sentence. Lastly, there is an advice of rights as to probation. You do have the right to request early discharge from probation once you've completed half of the original term ordered by the court, so long as you've completed all of your required programming and you've not violated your probation status within the 90 days preceding your request. You would make your request by using the court's MC 512 form that's located on the court's website, or you can get a copy of it from your probation officer. You will file your form and serve a copy with the probation department, and a copy must be served at the office of the prosecutor. And the prosecutor has 14 days to respond in writing to any objections to your early discharge. If the matter is set for a hearing, you would have the right to hire an attorney to represent you for that hearing, but you do not have the right to court-appointed counsel for that hearing. Do you have any questions about your right to early discharge? Any additional matters for the record today, counsel?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set for today, sir.
Thank you. Dan, I'll give you a call.
Matthew Wolf, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the record, in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Matthew Wolf, file numbers 23-03207. Let's see here. This is a set or a show. Oh, yeah, that's right. Where's his attorney? He has an attorney. So I actually need the counsel appearance on that.
Yep.
See who that was. Jacob.
I believe it's Keith Watson.
Yeah, that's the chief public defender, but he sends an assistant public defender to court. So you're represented by Mr. Raleigh, I believe, Jacob Raleigh. Matthew Wolf here. He was actually put on for a show cause. I need your parents for the record, please.
Make a rally on behalf of Mr. Wolf.
And I need the prosecution's appearance.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wolf, this matter was actually scheduled for show cause because you were before the court back on March 31st. You expressed that you did report to the clinic to have your license restored, but that they were not able to pay off your fines or to provide us. And I investigated that further and found out that that was not accurate.
No, ma'am, that was, I'm right here. I'll show you the paper. I got the paper where the guy said he could not help me, but I paid the 55th District Court. I paid the $45 and they said that I'm able to get my license after that. Because they gave me these.
You don't need to post your papers up on the screen because I can't read that. So if you want me to read something, you gotta come in person.
Okay.
Okay, so you're as it stands now, you're able to get your license, is what you're saying.
Well, no, because on your end, I have a no insurance 3601 18L23. Well, I called down there yesterday at the 54A District Court and I talked to a lady and the lady told me that I have to pay the 500 and some, I paid 200 and something and then another $45 and then the $500 I was going to work off because I didn't have $500.
Okay, I understand all that. So let me stop you because I didn't call you here for the purpose of you going down the same thing that you went down last time. I recognize that you have a host of past due fines. That was why you were referred to go and participate in the restoration clinic. However, our criminal clerk manager who was present at the clinic indicated that you actually appeared, they would have paid all of that off for you.
Ma'am, I did appear. I was there on Martin Luther King. I swear with my twin brother, he went and he took a driver's test and he didn't pass. But the guy told me he would not be able to help me until I get these two matters taken care of by the judges that are 54A District Court and 55th District Court. The man that was at the table up front.
What two matters are you referring to that they say you needed to take care of?
The one in 54A District Court is citation 18L23433151. And it was a suspension date of 1/15/2019 of a no fault, no insurance 3106. The second matter is a failure to comply. Both of these are failure to comply, and it's on 3/19/2018. The citation number is 1800551 0113/2020, and it was for operating while impaired by liquor.
That's exactly what we're referencing, and our criminal clerk said had you appeared, they would have paid all of these off as they did for all the other people. There was grant funding to pay all of these fines off for people. And so if you're paying these on your own, that is problematic if you appeared to the clinic, okay? I see here that you owe 40, sir, stop talking. I see here that you've paid at least some portion of it, it looks like. Since it's only due $45 on both?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Yeah. Okay, it looks like you've made some payments. What is that, the reinstatement fee? Let's see. Payment plan has been deleted, let's see. had to have been. This is not, let me find the- Where are all these notifications? That together is really 45. So, okay, I'll waive both of those. We need those two files. It's on both files, I suppose. Looks like you owe $45 on both fees, or both files, that is. And that's probably because of the driver's license restoration fee and the juror compensation fee. I'm gonna waive the $45 on both of those too. Can you give me those files, please? And that will be the balance owed on those two files, okay, sir?
I paid those. I paid those, ma'am.
They said that you owe, our records reflect you owe $45 on both.
Okay.
But I'm going to waive it because that's what's that was actually the suspension fee that was attached. And so my records reflect that you still have an appointment, I guess, with Secretary of State. Is that correct?
Yeah, I went to the appointment with Secretary of State, and I filled out my title, trying to get my license and trying to get the car legal. But now I don't have that money because I spent all the money on the tickets. I spent $238 on tickets through the court. This Friday or whatever. I have the receipt in my phone.
Okay, so you just made a payment on Friday.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I made $238 payment, but I couldn't pay on the $500. And Your Honor, with all due respect to the court.
Okay.
Your Honor, with all due respect to the court, and I respect Your Honor a lot. And
I know you do.
I would never lie. I would never lie to you. I went to the restoration place, and that man told me he could not help me.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. My concern is why they would not be able to help you, because that was the purpose of the clinic, is to help pay off the past due fines.
I know, because they helped a couple people before me. A lady got her license, got her stuff paid off, but when it came to me, I showed him the piece of paper he gave me of my driving record, and then the open facts of FCJs that they gave me. They gave me these papers at the restoration clinic, and then when he saw this paper with those two offenses on there, he said he could not help me until I saw the judges.
Okay, so you're scheduled to come back here May 5th, and what you're saying now is that you paid, you used the money to pay off your fine, so now you need additional time. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because when I went up to the Secretary of State to try to switch my title over to my name, they told me I can't even put a car in my name. I don't know why. And
well,
I guess
probably because your license
license
is not cleared yet. Your license, if you just made a payment on Friday, your license has not yet been cleared.
Yes, I made a $238 payment, and that was the $45, and there was another one of two something, or $45 and one something. It was 180 something or something, and then it cost a fee to send the money. Because I did it online.
See that we see that you did make a payment, but we are not the Secretary of State. So after you make a payment here, they still have to be notified and processed on their end to clear your license.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reset your May 5th date so that you have additional time to get your license taken care of.
Okay. Your Honor, again, with all due respect, I'm doing everything in my power to get my license, because I want to get my license so I can get to work, because I work all the way on North Grand River, and I don't want to get pulled over or get in trouble or none of that. And I can't take the bus all the way out there because it doesn't go all the way out there, you know?
Please do not drive right now, because if you get pulled over, all the things that you've been working for could really be in vain. You understand that?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I do.
How long have you made it? Just give him an additional couple weeks. June 2nd at 8:30. June 2nd at 8:30.
Okay. Is
Is your
that
next
via
court date?
Zoom? Is
Yep,
that
you
via
can appear
Zoom?
via Zoom. That's via
Okay.
Zoom, because hopefully by then, everything will have been taken care of and you could have by then have your license taken care of.
I should have that 500 paid off by then too.
I don't know what the 500 is for. Okay, you're all set for today, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. You have Asa Williams. State of Michigan versus Asa Williams, 23-02992. Appearance, please.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Asa Williams, who is standing to my right.
Okay, and Mr. Williams is here. This is not Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, this was a sentencing date scheduled. I have a pre-sentence report.
Your Honor, I'll let Asa fill in where I miss out, but generally I'd like the court to know that Mr. Williams and I have been in regular communication since the plea at his jury trial in January. He lost his mother at, what's the date she died?
I'm sorry?
The end of February, I can't give you the exact, I'm gonna say it's 23rd or 24th.
Your mother passed away then?
Yes.
Lived in Lansing?
Yeah, I said, she died at Sparrow, the old folks home in East Lansing. I can't remember.
But it's my understanding after, like I said, having much communication with him and trying to get him in touch with Brendan Hanna to do the PSI. He was he did get in contact with Brendan Hanna. He missed his PSI interview. He forgot it because of everything, basically. But was communication with me, trying to get a hold of Brendan Hanna. Brendan Hanna wanted some proof. Yeah, wanted some proof of his mother's passing. Unfortunately, according to Asa, there was no funeral.
He just cremated.
We didn't ask for that. What's your mother's name?
Cecilia Richardson.
Cecilia?
Yeah, Cecilia Richardson. Yeah, I did talk to Brendan.
So
who did the cremation?
I want to say Paradise Funeral Home.
Who?
Paradise Funeral Home.
You want to say?
Yes, Paradise.
Why don't you know?
The one, I can't remember just the one right now.
Is it because your sister was in charge of everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Paradise.
And you know,
let me ask these questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Why don't you know?
No, me and my family is having an issue with this.
Okay, did you know, so there was no service or memorial?
No, it was Paradise Funeral Home, is right there off of Miller Road behind.
Okay, okay. And so your mother passed away, there was no funeral. Why did you not appear for your hearing or your meeting because of that? Because there would not have been a funeral conflict.
At the time we were sitting there, we were trying to figure out what was going on because we didn't have all the money to bury my mother. So we were going through a lot, and they was trying to ship my mother's stuff off. So I was trying to take care of everything at one time. I did talk to Brendan. I did communicate with him, and he did verify what I was saying. You know what actually, but he did verify what was wrong with my mother. And then right after that, my father is in the hospital and life support now. So I've been trying to juggle everything at one time, and I did this, and I truly apologize. I wasn't trying to miss it. I did call him on numerous occasions. We have talked, and I did get extremely sidetracked dealing with my family stuff. I do apologize. I called the other day trying to see if I could meet with him, but he wasn't available. But I have been doing everything else, been contacted, so I do.
What was your mother's birthday?
Huh?
What was your mother's birthday?
6/11/63.
She passed away on February 24th. Oh. I apologize that you have suffered a loss. It also looked you were sick. It doesn't excuse you from taking care of your adult responsibilities, though. Do you understand that?
And I'm truly sorry.
And I recognize that there could have been a lot on your plate, but you don't think that we all have lots of things that come in our lives that are heavy, or things that we have to attend to, things that involve our family that we have to attend to, and we still have to show up and do what we're supposed to do as adults?
Yes, ma'am. I did try to contact him.
Well, no, you don't get to just try to contact and say you're not going to be there. This is not a doctor's appointment.
Yes, ma'am.
This is court.
Yes. Sorry.
This is court. It ranks high. It ranks high on your priority list. It should, because when it doesn't, you end up in jail. And so even after that was resolved, it appears that your matter, because your matter's rescheduled multiple times. We even reset your sentencing to accommodate you after hearing that you lost your mother and that you were sick. And what we were told is that you were reset to appear on March 20th. You failed to appear.
Yeah, last time I knew he had rescheduled and he told me to be here today, but either way, go.
He rescheduled it to March 20th at 1:30. And because of that, that's when we push your sentencing date back, because you told him that your mom passed away. Okay, no problem. We'll reset everything.
No, actually, I was in that time on my forever. I was in the hospital at the time I did charge.
That's not what he told us. He said that you were in the hospital in February.
Ma'am, I was. Yes, but I did contact him for numerous times. Did contact him. I wasn't trying to miss the appointment, and that once I said, listen, me just since I truly apologize. I'm not trying to be incarcerated at the time, because I have a lot going on, and I know the court understand that, and I'm sorry. Okay. Other than that, I am trying to do everything by myself.
You can make allocation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, the court knows or can see Mr. Williams' criminal history. They know the circumstances of this case. They know how old it is as well. Obviously, this happened over a year and a half ago. So I do believe that Mr. Williams, Asa, you're working, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he always works. I think he's been fielding calls this morning, people wondering where he is. So, Your Honor, there would be, if the court feels it, I do believe that there would be a term of probation probably would be beneficial for Asa, because he might benefit from some things to address his criminogenic behavior. But other than that, Your Honor, it doesn't seem like he's been getting he's been able to stay out of trouble mostly since then. So, and that's given his history, that's not saying little. So, Your Honor, for those reasons, we ask that this court either consider time served or a term of probation. Thank you.
Ma'am.
You
can make a statement if you want.
Yeah. Just in this, I do apologize for my mishap of missing that service. I'm actually paying for a chance to prove that I can actually do right in society and get somewhere. I appreciate it for giving me a chance. Please. So, I did not try to intentionally miss it at that time.
Well, Mr. Williams, the reason why we have to ask all these questions about your mother, typically we don't go into all this detail, but the reason why we have to do that is because you told the court back in 2023 that you missed court because your mom's funeral was that day.
And that was my mother. That was actually my mother.
I'm sorry?
That was my mother.
I can't hear you.
Mother-in-law.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, on the 23rd.
You told the 23rd of what?
Oh, you talking about this year or last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, my dad was my mother-in-law, actually. Correct.
Yeah, so that's not what the record shows here. As you said that your mother's funeral was the same day. And so when you now come back 2 years later and say your mother passed away, of course, probation and the court has a concern because you've used that already.
Yes.
And so if it was your mother-in-law, you should say it was your mother-in-law and not your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
The other issues that we have is you've also used the hospital multiple times, but you've never provided verification that you were in the hospital. And if you're going to miss court because you're in the hospital, that's fine.
Yes.
But you got to provide verification to probation. And the history that you presented to the court doesn't show me that you are a candidate for probation, because if you think that I want to spend the next 6 months hounding and tracing you down to get, how old are you?
About to be 41.
A 41-year-old man, for me to figure out if you comply with my order, you must be kidding yourself. But we have greater things to do than to chase adults down that don't want to do what they're supposed to do. When adults don't want to follow court orders, we just put them in jail so we can all move on.
I mean, we won't have that problem. I guarantee you. I promise you.
I don't think so. We've had to remand you on this a couple times. I don't even know how much credit he has because they never even told me.
Yeah, I was in there, I was sitting there for almost.
I have your honor on this case. Well, right now, let me see, 22 days credit. The day that before it was rained, 11 days in November of 2023, and then another 7 days before he was accidentally released in 2024.
I'm gonna put you on a term of probation. Will be low tolerance.
Yes, ma'am.
Very low tolerance because we just really you don't have the best track record. You recognize that, correct?
Yes.
Where are you working?
I have my own automotive, A&A. I mean, A&A automotive. Me and my brother have
A&A Automotive?
Yes.
Okay, so you're doing
automotive, like suspension motors.
Okay. Where's that located?
We haven't got a building yet, but the building we're trying to get would be over Massachusetts. By the
So then you're not working yet? Or
yeah, I am still. I'm working. I'm just right now.
You just haven't gotten an official location?
Yeah, we have not got an actual build. Actually, my brother just walked in.
He wants to know why you're not at work.
Actually, he's been
Is
cussing
your
me
phone
out
on?
because I'm behind.
Yes.
Like the sound?
Well, you have your
No,
phone
not
out.
the phone in your hand.
What?
You're not building.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
recording.
No, but yeah, I'm literally juggling, trying to run here, run there, trying to work here.
Is this your biological brother?
Yes.
Okay. And so who's older?
Me.
Okay, so your little brother gotta come in and check up?
Yes, ma'am. So actually, no, I was supposed to be in his house trying to get him, but we both trying to rush, and he's like, man, I gotta hurry and get out there to you. He's kind of ticked off about the situation.
I can imagine.
Yeah, kind of, even though he's a little bit, he's pissed. I mean, excuse my language. He's mad because I'm in this situation.
Yeah, I would be too, because when does the cycle stop? And we can, you all can get out here and create a real life where you're not sitting in and out of jails.
Yes.
He's trying to build a business. This is who your business partner is?
Yes.
He's trying to build a business. He doesn't need you in and out of jail.
Yes.
Over stupid behavior. None of this stuff is meaningful. You know how thick your criminal history is?
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Yes.
6 months probation. While on probation, you need to obtain employment, provide verification of that to your probation officer. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. If you don't mind.
Or you wanna, we'll maybe waive the, see if she,
Yeah.
Your Honor, if you can't, to afford things.
Yeah, because we're still paying the insurance.
Okay, if the court couldn't waive anything, that's all he asked.
I don't understand, I don't have a lot of money per time to make payments.
Well, Mrs. Donnelly, she hasn't been before my court for a little bit because she's, doing other things now, but I don't assess fines for, I don't assess discretionary fines for people who have a public defender. So I've already waived everything I could possibly waive.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I can't waive is the crime victim rights fee, which is $75.
Yes, ma'am.
And the $50 state minimum cost and the $30 per month oversight fee for probation. So if you do 6 months, $180. It was a deep breath. That was a deep breath.
Yeah, no, I'm thankful. I'm very thankful.
You'll have the opportunity to make monthly payments on that, and you also will have the opportunity to request early discharge from probation after 90 days. You just can't have any violations within that 90 days. So 3 months, no violations, and you provided evidence that you're employed, because at this time, that's all I'm requiring that you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Is work, because when you work, you tend to stay out of trouble.
I stay out of trouble, yeah. So without it, but yes.
Do you?
Yes, I do. This one here was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry.
Got it.
Since me and him actually have a company, what do I gotta?
I'm sorry?
Me and him have a company, how would I verify, like just give them all my paperwork saying that we get a building and stuff like that?
However you're getting paid is how you're gonna verify that to your probation officer, so that they know that you are employed. If you're building a company, once that information develops, you can show that to your probation officer, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and then the monthly fees, you can make monthly payments on that, but I will not discharge you, or I should say, I would not give you a violation because you didn't make the payment. I'd give you a violation though if I found out that you weren't working, or that you weren't in fact working to create your business. That's different. Payments, we can resolve that another way.
Yes.
At the end of your term. So after 3 months, that is, you can make a request for early discharge from probation, so long as you've not had any violations and not picked up any new cases, because that would be a violation. You would make that request by getting the form from your probation officer, or you can get it off the court website. It's the MC 512 form, and that's, we're gonna get you this right here. And you would complete that paperwork, file it with your probation officer, serve a copy of it on this prosecutor's office. If the prosecutor wants to object, they have 14 days to object. You understand that?
Can I make my first payment? I ain't got it right. Can I make the first payment next year if it's possible towards the?
I just said you can make monthly payments, but you also can, if money is an issue right now,
yes,
you can make it a little later.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, because you haven't even gotten a judgment of sentence to sign yet, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so you can talk to your probation officer about that once he goes over my order. Do you have any other questions?
No, do I go to?
You're gonna check in with probation before you leave here. Your total fines and costs is $305, huh?
Do I know what probation is?
It's probably Mr. Hannah.
Okay.
Okay, so right now, if you make monthly payments, that would be $50 a month. But if you get discharged early, is that what? Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, if you get discharged early, that will cut your fines for the cost recovery, not cost recovery, the oversight fee, that is, in half. Do you understand that?
Yes, miss.
Let me use this one here. Since it's. Any other questions, sir?
No.
Any additional matters for the rest of council?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
Thank you. You did not see Carl Red, correct?
No.
What is all this that they do here? What is?
I'm just looking at the show causes. And I've noticed all the ones that are not set by you, they're not showing. Only the ones that are set by you are showing. Oh, and I scheduled, ones that you scheduled show up. It's the ones that are not scheduled. Mr. Yates had a 8:30, well, 9 o'clock, because they sent an email, a 9 o'clock video hearing schedule, but they haven't put him on yet. He's in Oakland County.
He's in Oakland County.
They brought him
Do
downstairs.
they have Polygon? I don't think Oakland County has Polygon.
No, the email says
I
that
don't
it
think
was a
Oakland
video
County.
hearing.
Video? I didn't know Oakland County did video hearings either.
And Sylvia did a request for a video hearing.
He's not downstairs.
I'll call him, double check if he's downstairs. Your video request for Michael Yates. Oakland County. And you already put him on.
90 days. Okay, so that's not.
At 9 a.m.
Wait, they expect us.
No idea.
Yeah. That could be a concern to me. She participated on the service. So maybe technically background data. Or if we charge the MD, the I would do hiding, honestly, because he's an agent of the hiding. For sure. So.
Can you unmute and tell me your name? Okay, I don't know what happened.
Email. Somebody else sit down and call them. Yeah.
You said what?
This email.
We're not doing that.
I was just gonna say, I'm reading there. They're asking us to call.
We can't call that, we're in Zoom, we can't make two calls.
Yeah.
But she's the one who set it up that way, shouldn't have done that. She should have set up as a Zoom. For this, did you order for your plea? You still look for the new year.
May I ask a question, Your Honor?
Yes.
Is Gates just going to be reset? He was in Oakland County Jail. It doesn't look like they ever allowed to make the video conference.
I think we're trying to resolve that now. I think they expected that we would call in. We can't call in. We're already called into Zoom.
Right, yeah.
So someone's gonna, I think, gonna call and figure out why they can't call into our Zoom.
Fair enough.
She says that's they do it. We'll just have to reset them and put them over.
Okay, if visitors from like $100, not $1,000.
Oh, no.
That general.
It's like $100.
Yeah.
I'm sure any copies that you.
So they count one, dismiss count two later.
You need to call them and let them know that we can't proceed with the video hearing. Because we are logged in on our Polycom for Zoom. And so if they can't log them into Zoom, we'll reset it. I'm not seeing one other than Wolf for the show cause. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then if I may, another question.
Yes.
Demarus Hall, he's a city case set for today. Is that going to be reset for a city day? Or like I just noticed this morning, so I haven't talked to Mr. Lindell about it. I think Brandon would be here for it.
Who's up? What's your name, sir? Can you unmute, please?
It's Demarus Hall.
Oh, Demarus Hall, he's a 10 a.m. after night.
He's moving around and doesn't have good signal, so he's gotta stay still. You said Demarus Hall?
Yes.
You do not have a good connection. If you want to appear virtually, you have to have a good connection, otherwise you have to come in person. John Gray. John Gray. Can you unmute your device, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
Are you Jonathan Garfield Gray?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do we have legal services here? Oh, she's here on the phone. Okay. I don't have any show causes here. For some reason. Who's representing Mr. Garfield Gray?
That would be me, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed?
I think we are ready.
What is this? Code compliance, why is code compliance? What are those signs?
I'm sorry,
What are these?
these are bench warrants.
From when?
Friday.
From Friday.
Yes.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Jonathan Garfield Gray 25-00911, appearance, please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Garfield Gray.
Okay, let's see. Today was the date scheduled for assault and battery pre-trial. How are we proceeding on this?
At this time, we'll be requesting that this matter be set for a final pre-trial.
No offer on this?
There's no offer on this at this time, Your Honor.
Final pre-trial May 5th at 8 a.m. And then jury trial June 23rd at 8 a.m. Final pre-trial is May 5th at 8 a.m. in person at the court. Jury trial June 23rd in person at the court. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Garfield Gray?
No, Your Honor, other than, what was that first date again? May what?
May 5th in person at the court,
Okay, at what time again?
8 o'clock in the morning.
Alrighty, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, counsel? You're all set, sir.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Demarus Hall, 17-04818. Appearance, please.
Haley Portman again on behalf of the people.
Rebecca Nybert serving on behalf of Demarus Hall and Legal Services of South Central Michigan. Mr. Hall, can you state your name for the record?
Here's Demarus Hall, or Demarus Levon Hall.
Today was a date set for motion to set aside a conviction. Let's see here. I do have a application to set aside this conviction. It says it's from 2017. So they give me a copy of this one. I have a response from the Office of the Attorney General. I don't see any response from the Office of the Prosecutor. Are you taking a position on the application?
Your Honor, we have no objection.
This is not accurate. What is the problem here? Police officer. Obstructing. I have an application to set aside a conviction. It says for attempted police officer assault, resist, obstruct. That's on file number 17-04818. However, for whatever reason, what I have from the Office of the Attorney General discusses Mr. Hall's 2012 operating while impaired. They did not address for whatever the 2017 file. I don't see it.
I do, Your Honor, the only thing I do see is where they addressed it on docket number, when it says People v. Demarus Hall. It says docket number 17-04818, comma, 12-02020.
Yeah, I recognize they put the case number there, but they have not addressed it in the body of, they've mentioned it not one single time in here. The other file, the impaired. Yeah, that's, yeah, yes, he must have, but they did not respond specifically to this file.
Would you like me to adjourn this, Your Honor, and then ask for them to address this and then come back at a later date?
Let me see what's going on here. That's my information, but let me see. Yeah, give me just a moment.
Sure.
Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna have the matter reset. April 28th at 10:30. April 28th at 10:30 work?
No, Your Honor, I have a
Yes.
10:15 in Adrian, Michigan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're actually asking the attorney, Mr. Hall.
Oh, no, sorry.
No problem. May 5th, 8:30. Does May 5th at 8:30 work?
Yes, ma'am. May 5th at 8:30 works great.
Okay, we'll do May 5th at 8:30. We're all set for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. This needs to go to Sean, not to the clerk. That has to go back to Sean.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Do we have Sean Perry here? No Sean Perry? I'm sorry? Everybody has single bandwidth today, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Who's on the iPhone?
Spartacus Barry.
You need to have a stable signal, and you do not at this time.
You can't hear me, Your Honor?
All right, you're going in and out, and so is your video. You need to have a stable connection if you want to appear virtually. Otherwise, you have to appear in person.
Okay.
If he's represented by White. Is there someone behind my?
I just said yes, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if she was. Okay, sounds good. Who's representing Sean Perry Jr.? Does he have an attorney? No.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is it stable now?
It says he requested. I'm like, oh. He was denied. Okay, Mr. Perry,
Yes, Your Honor.
you made an application for the public defender, but you were denied because you're not indigent. Did you want to represent yourself on this matter?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is an unlicensed dog. Does someone want to log in and speak to him?
I would be happy to do it, Your Honor.
Thank you. I don't see Ms. Sowers here. Who else do we have?
We have Marquis Rogers.
At what time?
And Jesse
Oh,
Miller.
Mark Rogers. And who else?
Jesse Miller.
Are we ready on those?
That's right. Are you ready on that? Not yet.
Who are you representing, Mr. Riley?
I represent Rogers and Miller. Rogers is set for 10.
Yeah.
Does that say cash only on there, on that bond?
Yes, ma'am.
On the second sheet?
Yes.
Okay. Rogers, we need Sowers and
She's gonna be about 5 minutes late, but 5 minutes.
Mr. Riley, you ready?
Yes, we're ready with Rogers, sir.
From the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Mark Rogers, 16-00050, appearance please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Rogers.
Okay, this matter is scheduled for a retrial on a larceny matter. Is there an offer?
There was an offer extended, Your Honor. The offer was that the defendant plead to count 1, counts 2 and 3 would be dropped and with restitution.
How much is restitution? Do you know?
We're unclear on restitution. It's my understanding it's some scrap metals. We're gonna need to get in contact with the get an amount on that.
Mr. Rowley, how did your client want to proceed?
I thought was perhaps we could set this for a plea date and then we could know what the restitution would be before we enter that plea.
May 5th at 10 a.m.
May 5th at 10 a.m. Have any questions for the court today, Mr. Rogers?
May 10th or May 5th at 10 a.m.?
Correct.
No, Your Honor.
We'll get your notice to appear.
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record? Here.
No, on behalf of people.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Yeah, the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Sean Perry Jr. This is 25-00703. Have appearance, please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
And then Sean Perry Jr. is present via Zoom without counsel. This is the unlicensed dog matter. Was this able to be resolved today?
It's my understanding that there is a license. We don't have that license right now, but it's my understanding that Mr. Perry would be willing and able to show the court right now the license.
Yes, so I do have the license here, and I can read both the rabies and license expiration date if
I can
necessary.
see that I can see it expires March 31st, 2026.
Yeah, and so under the understanding that Mr. Perry is going to scan that and send it to our office, people would dismiss this case.
for
Okay,
compliance.
your matter's dismissed. You're all set, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Same to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jesse Miller,
Oh, okay. Does he have an attorney?
He does, Mr. Raleigh.
he's
Oh.
out there talking
Let's see,
to
who's our slip?
another client.
I think that's the officer. We don't have any appearance. Got it. Some appearances must have gotten lost.
Is it Mr. Miller you're saying that the court is going to appearance on?
Correct.
I'll ask Mr. Raleigh's paralegal to refile.
Thank you.
Is my signal good now?
honestly doesn't know. What's your name, sir?
My name is Hus Alvarez.
That's my client, Your Honor. If I could just wait till breakout room.
Okay. You don't have his fingerprints?
Oh, do you not? I will tell me to do that.
He's gonna do it today.
Today, yes, Your Honor.
I'm on audio. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
And I see your client as present as it's Spartacus Barry.
That's correct.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Spartacus Barry Jr. This is 24-02313. Appearance, please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Toby White, and I am here on behalf of Spartacus Barry. We're doing this by Zoom, and for the record, we consent to it.
Well, I hope you consent to it. You're the one who decided to come via Zoom. We're all here. And so Mr. Barry has a domestic violence that was scheduled for pretrial today. Was there an offer on this?
There's no offer at this time, Your Honor.
There's no offer at this time. How do you want to proceed, counsel?
From the defense standpoint, Your Honor, I'd like a final pretrial and a trial date.
Okay, I'll get your final pretrial and trial date. I do need to address a bond issue though. Mr. Barry was arraigned by the magistrate on April 1st, 2025. And Magistrate Milmore set the bond conditions, and she said that there was a no contact order for Savoya Dillard, and he was not to have contact directly or indirectly with Savoya Dillard, and not to be within 2,000 feet of Savoya Dillard. The court has information to support violations of the contact order, including posts and pictures of the two individuals together at a grand opening that included the mayor and the Chamber of Commerce. So a bond violation, PA 53 will issue. His bond is revoked pending the hearing.
Well, I'm sure he'll want to enter a not guilty. He hadn't brought that to my attention.
Well, he probably didn't know that the court had that information until I just said it.
Okay.
Because it crossed my timeline. Obviously, I live in the city. I know the mayor and I have contacts with the Chamber of Commerce.
Understood, Your Honor. I do want to set that at the, I mean, I guess we should try to move forward pretty quickly if he's going to be incarcerated to a final pretrial and a bond hearing.
We'll move as quickly as our court dates allow us to. We're setting final pretrials right now into May, is my understanding.
May 5th at 8 a.m.
Final pretrial will be May 5th at 8 a.m.
That works. Thank you, Your Honor.
Jury trial June 23rd at 8 a.m.
Checking the calendar now, Your Honor. And that also works.
Okay, your client needs to turn himself in immediately because his bond is revoked.
Understood, Mr. Barry?
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, we're entering a not guilty. We'll be out.
So I can't re-bond out. I just got to stay in there until court.
We'll be out to discuss that with you at the jail, but turn yourself in. I haven't even seen the police reports. I'm sure they'll be forwarded to me, the images and so forth.
They will be, and obviously, Mr. White can make a motion for a new hearing as it relates to his bond after he's turned himself in.
And thank you, we will.
Thank you. We have the matter for the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't think, thank you.
Yeah. Miss Edwards, can you please join the breakout room you've been invited to?
Okay, hello.
Hi, Miss Edwards. Can you please join the breakout room? You should be able to do that by tapping on your screen and finding either the invite or a button that says breakout room.
Okay, breakout room.
Thank you.
We are ready.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Cody and Sowers, 24-01744546, 24 24-02542, 24-03769, 24-03770, and 25-0167. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Sowers.
Ms. Sowers has dog vaccination, dog at large, dog stray, dog license, stray, license, dog at large, vicious, dog license. How are we proceeding on these?
The people have extended an offer, Your Honor, at this time for the defendant to plead to 2 dog at larges with the dismissal of the remainder pending of that letter that the dog cannot be vaccinated due to a seizure disorder. That's my understanding.
Your client, the owner of the dog?
She's not, Your Honor.
Okay. So she's gonna provide a letter from the owner? Or why would she be responsible for the license of vaccination if she's not the owner?
It's part of the issue, Your Honor.
Who has possession of the dog?
The owner does.
Okay, so she can provide evidence that she's not the owner?
We can.
We have not been provided that evidence at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, so you need time to do that.
Yes, sir.
We can do April 28th at 10:30. April 28th at 10:30. Do you have any questions for the court, Ms. Sowers?
I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Take your notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
Not on behalf of the people.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we're all set. And Mr. Riley's on his as well?
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes.
Okay.
And then I have Mr. Alvarez and Miss Edwards on Zoom. I know Miss Edwards is a little early, but I've spoken with the prosecutor, and if the court's willing, I'd love to hear those.
I love when people come early.
That's what I told her. We talked about it.
We don't have the matter. We have an interpreter here. The person's not here.
It's for a Delaware school, yeah, and I haven't been able to make contact, and I didn't realize it was city case.
This is a city case?
It had an OM designator, I realized this morning on it. It's a city trespassing.
Okay, no one's appeared for the interpreter matter. You're all set for today. Thank you.
Oh, okay, no problem, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, no problem.
Great job, folks. They felt clear today. That's why you can't talk while you're writing. You'll write down what you're.
The problem is I can't listen and talk at the same time, but I start typing what I'm hearing instead.
Exactly. Okay, that takes care of those. Okay, on the record in the matter. What's that, Hus Alvarez?
That's me, Your Honor. We're also ready on Mr. Alvarez.
Oh, on the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Hus Alvarez, 25-00688. Appearance, please.
Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Alvarez, who joins us via Zoom.
Mr. Alvarez, are you still there? Okay, Very good. Today was the date scheduled for a pretrial. I have a malicious destruction of a building and then a breaking and entering illegal entry without owner permission. Was there an offer on this at all?
There was an offer, Your Honor. The offer that was extended was to plea to the count one, and we with Haida, and then drop count two.
That is also my understanding. I have conveyed that offer to Mr. Alvarez. At this time, we'd like to request a final pretrial.
May 19th at 8 a.m. May 19th at 8 a.m. June 23rd at 8 a.m. for jury trial. Do you have any questions for the court today? Mr. Alvarez, do you have any questions?
Oh, no, no, ma'am.
Okay, you must appear in person for all of those court dates, okay?
Okay.
You're all set, thank you.
Hey, ma'am, can I get Miss Lauren number again?
I can put it in the Zoom chat for you.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat. If you, are you in there? Are you still here?
I'm in a breakout room.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Record in the matter of the state of Michigan.
Otherwise, probably being out of a breakout room. I remember why I never leave breakout rooms.
I need her file, actually. The Porsche Edwards. It's on 130. Mr. Alvarez, you should have received the message.
Yeah, I received it.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus La Porsche Edwards 25-01000. Appearance, please.
Haley Fortune on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Edwards, who joins us via Zoom.
Today was the date scheduled for a pretrial. This is a breaking and entering illegal entry without owner's permission. How are we proceeding on this?
There's been no offer extended at this time.
That's correct, Your Honor. At this time, I would request a final pretrial.
May 19th, 8 a.m. in person for a final pretrial. June 23rd at 8 a.m. in person at the court for jury trial. Do you have any questions for the court today, Ms. Edwards?
No, I do not.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
I have something, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion for a bond amendment. Ms. Edwards is currently on a GPS tether. She does reside in Muskegon. I believe that's an address that's been previously provided to the court. She is advising she is, other than required court hearings, no reason or inclination to return to Lansing, fully intends to comply with the remaining no contact order, but is struggling with the financial obligation of the tether. So we would ask the court to consider having that particular condition removed.
Your Honor, we do believe that the victims in this case were particularly fearful and do appreciate the victim notification. However, we are going to leave it to the discretion of the court.
I just see the address that was provided was an address in Muskegon. Let's see here.
She doesn't work in Muskegon as well.
just trying to get an understanding as to why the magistrate. Applied this. I think I'm getting an understanding there. Okay, I reviewed the affidavit of probable cause, but I've also reviewed the bond recommendation. I don't have the defendant's criminal history or all the information that was provided at the time to the magistrate when she made the determination to give a PR bond, but with GPS tether. It was given in consideration of this bond that there was a concern for the protection of the public, that there was a history of threatening or harassing behavior toward victims or witnesses. It said that the victims were clearly afraid of the defendant and would only talk outside the presence of the defendant. And that the defendant has a history of violent felonies and witness intimidation, including domestic violence, felonious assault, GBH, and a conviction for witness intimidation. So I think the GPS tether is appropriate. It's also a good idea for her own protection against any accusations of violation. And there's victim notification that's been noted here. So bond will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Your Honor. Nothing further.
You're all set.
You're all set to log out, Ms. Edwards. Your notice to appear for your next court date will be mailed to you.
Okay, thank you.
Is Mr. Riley speaking to someone?
Ms. Sowers.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, are you ready on Mr. Miller? State of Michigan versus Jesse Miller, 19-04004 and 20-02448. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortune McGill on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Miller.
It was the date set for retrial. One is for an OWI, an open alcohol container in vehicle. And the other one is for operating with a high VAC. How are we proceeding on these?
Offer has been extended at this time, Your Honor. The people have offered that if the defendant plead to count one, the operating with a high VAC, that the people would dismiss the remainder on that case, as well as the other case number 19-04004.
Your Honor, Mr. Miller is interested in accepting that offer and entering the plea. We can do that today if the court is ready, or we could set it for another day. if it's court.
I'm ready. I don't think you all are ready though, because you probably need an advice of rights.
We do need to do that.
Okay, give it some time.
There's unclipped versions of that.
Oh, I think I was going to, and then I read the report. Thank you. Are these for me? Or do I sign them?
I got the
I also say,
paperwork.
I'll be interested in other ones.
When I tell you a tool. It's 60 degrees outside, y'all. Yeah, it's gonna snow tomorrow, but we're not talking about that. We're gonna focus on the 60 degrees. And then Friday.
felt that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you ready?
You're ready, Judge.
Okay. Back on the record, and you have an advice of rights.
We do.
Okay, I have an advice of rights and plea information sheet. And it states here that you signed and dated this for today. Raise your right hand. Your other right hand.
Sorry.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, you would have to give up the following rights or all the rights listed here if you wanted to waive, to enter a guilty plea as to count 1 in file number 20-02448. So that means you're gonna waive your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You also are gonna waive your right to proceed to a jury trial and have the prosecutor prove each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to call witnesses to testify on your behalf, the right to see, hear, and question any other witnesses that the prosecutor calls, and your right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you.
Yes, ma'am.
He wasn't threatening you to get you to give these rights up.
No, ma'am.
Any promises extended to you if you give up these rights.
No, ma'am.
You understand by entering a guilty plea, it could result in the conviction that you might need to report to your current or future employer.
Yes, ma'am.
It also could have impact on travel or immigration status that you may see.
Yes, ma'am.
As to operating with a high VAC in count 1. Is that the one he's pleading to? How do you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, please.
Mr. Miller, on September 21st, 2019, you driving a vehicle on Edgewood Boulevard. Yes, sir. That's in the city of Lansing, correct? Yes, sir. Needham County, state of Michigan. Yes, sir. Had you consumed some alcohol before driving on that day? Yes, I have. And is it true that you were in an accident at some point? Yes. And your vehicle was the only vehicle involved in it? Yes, sir. And you had contact with police after that accident? Yes, sir. Your understanding that at some point that evening, your blood was drawn for purposes of testing? Yes, sir. And your blood was tested for alcohol content, and I believe the result was 0.306. Do you have any reason to believe that that's incorrect in any way? I do not. I'm sure it was probably higher than that. You understand that that puts you above the 0.17 line for being considered high blood alcohol content? Yes. Thank you.
Any questions from the prosecution?
People are satisfied, Your Honor. The people also just want to put on the record that the restitution in this case is in the amount of
$694.49.
That's for the Lansing Police Department.
Oh, there's restitution in this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understood that? Is that what part of the plea?
Yes.
You didn't pay
Yes,
restitution?
ma'am.
Sounds good.
And then there's also an amount of $171.44 to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources.
Thank you. And your client understood and that was an agreement that he would pay those, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Court is satisfied. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to make freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. What's been going on since 2019 with your client? You know? Did he have a intake assessment done on this?
I don't believe he ever has, Your Honor. No.
Let me get a sentencing date. Oh, you gave it to me. It's gonna be June 2nd. 9 a.m. for sentencing. You need to go downstairs and meet with probation. I am gonna require that you submit to a substance abuse assessment so that I know how to best sentence you. Give me the age of the case. My inclination is you might be okay, and I don't know if you've had any other issues with the law since then with drunk driving.
No, ma'am, I have not.
Okay, but let's get an assessment to confirm that, okay?
You want this on?
You're gonna get, no, you'll get the assessment done sooner than that, because it needs to be provided to probation. And then probation's gonna write a report. They're gonna also schedule a meeting with you. You'll meet with them and then they'll draft a report so that on June 2nd, I'll already have the report. And that report will tell me how they suggest, based on your assessment in their meeting with you, how you should be sentenced, okay?
Okay, is there a way I can contact probate?
You're gonna go downstairs to probation
Oh,
as soon as you
today?
leave here. Yep, they're one floor down.
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, you're all set.
You know,
Okay, I think that was all we had for the morning, Garfield.
I think so.